And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Lunar, the Silver Star Story Complete. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and we're pretty much done in Maribia. If you have some extra cash you want to burn, you can pick up a fire rod. You know, I was actually debating this in my head, if it was even warranted buying. It's not in this store, but I wanted to see something. I forget he can equip this. Not that I care. But, in general, you are left to your own devices on what you really want to do. I'm going to pass on the rod. Some people like to get it because it gives Nash a free magic attack that's fire elemental. It is whatever. But I think for the time being, you'd be better off without it. So, remember, it takes up inventory space in his inventory. So, you have to deal with that. Alex, to reach the city of Vane, we have to use this spring of transmission. We just follow this path to the south until we reach it.
What's with the big smile on your face, Nash?
It's been a while since I did a recording of this, so the voices are all screwed up, so we're just gonna have to deal with that.
What's with the big smile on your face, Nash?
You'll understand soon enough, cat. Just keep your eyes on the sky. Oh god, it's raining, man. Hallelujah, it's raining, man. Alright, so there's a few things we can do.
Behold, the magic city of Vane.
Well, there's something you don't see every day. If Disney had the budget money, they would totally do that. They'd put Disney World on top of there and call it Disney Universe as it orbits the Earth. Damn. The magic city of Vane circles around the goddess tower in an endless protective orbit. It is said to shield the goddess Athena from harm. Wouldn't that be dandy? Isn't that just lovely? So we can go to the spring of transmission. Just how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I really want to know.
That's not me, you idiot. It's a dumb owl that does that. Jeez.
So there's some of your dated pop culture, fun. Who are you? Wait, you're Nash, the star pupil of Galleon. I knew I was becoming famous, but this is almost embarrassing. Almost. May I use the spring of transmission, sir? Of course, but that doesn't apply to these others. They're my friends, sir. I assure you that they are most worthy of ascending to Vane. I'm sorry, Nash, but they're not. Rumors abound that the Magic Emperor himself roams the land. Thus, Lemia also has placed quite stringent rules into effect. The only people allowed to use the spring other than citizens of Vane are those who obtain an application from the Magic Guild from Fascia. I didn't realize those rumors were being taken so seriously.
I guess you weren't as famous as you thought, Nash.
Still your tongue, cat. Not even Galleon himself would defy the word of Lemia Alsa. Fascia lives in Athena's shrine at the foot of the mountains to the west, a short walk away. You know, Nash, with you, it's always something. It's always fucking something. You useless bastard. It's always something with this guy. That's why you can't trust him. And that's some free healing in case you needed it. Because surprisingly, there's a Shrine of Athena here, but it doesn't heal you, I believe. Holy rollers. Alex, I'll speak with Fascia. Wait right here.
I wonder what Fascia looks like, Alice. But if she works for Athena, she must be cute. Are you blushing, Alex?
She comes out and she looks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Or Notre Dame, whatever. Notre Dame. Fucking, she's wearing them fucking pigtails.
Good day to you all. I am Phaecia, head priestess of the Temple of the Goddess. I have received word that you are on a journey to become the new Dragon Master, Alex. I pray that you choose to stay in Vane and become the guardian of Athena, for as you know, we haven't had a Dragon Master since the days of Dyne came to an end.
And that means what? No, I'm just kidding.
Since Dragon Master Dyne's passing, no one man has proven worthy of the title. Perhaps you would be better served to study the ways of magic in Vane, Alex. That is a much more certain path to success than trying to become Dragon Master. But Alex doesn't want to enter the Magic Guild. He's looking for the 3 remaining dragons Quark sent him. Becoming a Dragon Master is much more difficult than you might imagine, young Alex. Again, why not stay in Vane for a while and see all that the guild has to offer? You might find a career in magic more rewarding and much less dangerous. And don't forget that 2 of the 4 heroes call Vane their home. She's right, Alex. You'll never find a more exciting place than Vane. And while you'd never be as skilled with magic as I am, I'm sure you would enjoy learning it nonetheless. I don't know, Alex. At least think about it, Alex. Please accept this application form and at least visit Vane.
So we get an application.
It is heartening to know that even as the Vile tribe moves close to our borders, there are brave heroes such as yourself willing to protect us. Take care, Alex. I wish you success on whichever path you choose to travel. Excuse me, Lunar, was it? I'm told that your singing voice is absolutely wonderful. There's nothing the goddess loves more than a beautiful song. You may return and sing for me someday soon. I'd be honored, Phaecia, but I still need a lot of practice first. I look forward to your return, Luna, as well as the sweet sound of your voice.
A lot of people trying to tell Alex to go fuck himself about Dragon Mastering. And a lot of people keep wanting to hear Luna sing. I don't know. I don't know. Shenanigans? Okay. I will head back to Spring and Transmission, and yes, you can traverse other locations and other places and all that hubbub. We are, however, not going to do that. Hello again, Nash. Do you have the application for your friends? Of course, here you go. Thank you, Nash. I assume you've told your friends of the trial. The first time you travel to Vane, you'll be tested in the Cave of Trial. It's basically an entrance exam to keep magic-fearing peasants out of Vane. Anyways, I have to run.
What? Aren't you going with us, Nash?
I'm an apprentice of Galleon, remember? I have things to do. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll do fine. I'll be waiting for you at the Magic Guild. Good luck!
Alex, you don't know much magic, so how am I gonna do this? Alex is good with a sword, and I can use my songs. We'll be fine, nah. Let's go, Alex. Vane awaits.
Does it now? Yeah, so, I believe in this dungeon we cannot use our items, so... yeah. We are pretty much left kinda to our own devices. Luckily, we're a little on the stronger side. This labyrinth is a sacred place for testing your magical strength, thus the use of healing or other items in the cave is forbidden. You survive using nothing but your own abilities. When you've defeated enough monsters and exited the other side, the trial is concluded. So we get like some healing, and you know, some people would say save beforehand. You can totally do that. Save before you come in here, but I don't really see the purpose because you can get free healing from that dude. So if you get free healing from that guy, you can grind here until you feel that you're strong enough to get through. Because, yeah, we've got these dudes we got to deal with. Now, the idea behind this dungeon, in and of itself, is that it is interestingly not hard. What makes it hard is that you may become a little reliant on certain aspects. We leveled Alex to 16. I've done this dungeon at 14. I've done this dungeon at 13. I've had issues doing it at 12, mainly because we start running out of MP, and you start having to rely a bit more on. Give me a second with Steve. Oh, I had to sneeze there. You find yourself being a little reliant on Luna's healing. Now, healing doesn't cost much. It costs, what, 4 MP or so? What does it cost? 4 MP. So if you don't take too much damage, you'll be fine. The catch is that you'll notice these mushrooms, they're not a huge threat, but they can fling out status effects, which means Luna's got to use the Song of Cleansing. So it's not necessarily a good thing to have to fight the mushroom guys. It's not necessarily a bad thing either. Okay, so now we get into the first fight where we have an enemy that's a little harder to beat, but again, less enemies is better. So we can remove some of these enemies out. The other thing of getting Alex and Luna to 16, too, is that you can see Luna's getting kills. A lot of times she doesn't even really get kills that much. And then the idea too is that Alex's strength is strong. He's strong enough that he can, as you can see, take out the laser beam bad guy who can hit both characters if you don't have them spaced out well. Again, another thing you gotta kind of consider. There is a harder enemy in here, and there's also a specialty enemy in here, depending on what version of the game you're gonna play. You are playing. I'm not gonna show off what enemy that is. Well, it's not that I'm not gonna show it off. I will explain what it is when it becomes available, but there's a whole thing surrounding it, so you know, it'll be subjective what you really get out of, you know, seeing it. God, I wish you would attack the other one. It makes sense. So, as you can see, 16 damage. The enemies are doing over 10, so that's already threatening to a degree. Primarily because the gear that Alex has on and Luna is the best gear that they can get. And they're not going to get much better than that. So you're really kind of left to your own devices to how to deal with and mitigate damage. Again, you know, the better deal is to kill off because like as you saw in the last fight, the flies do about 16 damage to Alex, probably more to Luna. The flies will reach Luna no matter what. This guy could go after Alex. He's choosing not to, which is frustrating, but he can go after Alex. And so, and another neat little thing to consider is you could wait until Luna goes down to heal her, because you get XP after battle for her anyway, because she just gets picked back up. And so he'll heal our wounds for free. May as well just let him, I guess. I don't think he'll do it again. Yeah, he'll only help you once. So if you were struggling back there, grind in that hallway and go back to the first dude, who will heal you multiple times, because you're gonna have, as they say, a bad time. Alright, so, and as a heads up too, the mushroom fight is pretty shitty XP for the 3 of them. It's 18 XP, so you're not getting a lot of you're not gonna get a lot of XP off them. It's the other fights that give you a little bit more. We'll double check some numbers and run them, but yeah, the level we're currently at, these fights really aren't worth it. But again, what cost is it to you other than time to fight these guys? You know, I don't see the problem with it. It'll help you get stronger in the grand scheme of things, and whatnot. So yeah, fight away, I say. Fight away. Some of these guys you'll actually fight twice on Accident, because they are flying and they can reach up to the higher ledges, and I believe they will respawn. I believe they will respawn is my answer. And then the whole grinding thing, by the way, as a heads up, I've never really grinded here before. I've just been told by other people that you can grind there. So I don't know if that's true or not personally. It's just what I've heard. So just to clarify something. I don't want people to sit there and go, you said we could grind here and the enemies aren't respawning. I think it depends on what version of the game you're playing. And I think it depends on a few other little factors. This being the version most people would make arguments for being the best version out there, which again is always subjective, but I do understand where people come from when they say this is the best version out there. Though I don't want to bash the PSP one, okay? I'm not going to bash the PSP one. PSP one's got a lot of props, so from what I've read and from what I've seen of it. I've actually not played the PSP one. I had a friend who played it and told me about the respawning, so that might be the PSP version. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. So as you can see, Luna gets a heal. Here's the enemy in question here. This guy. Now let's talk about these dudes. In different versions of the game, they give you different rewards. My problem is with them is I forget when animation means they're staying and which animation means they're fleeing. So obviously them wagging their back tail means they're going to flee. There's not much you could do about making them stay. In the PSP version, there is an infamous trick to which you can fight those guys and get a crap ton of XP and then recovery and all that. So here's another orange box, which means we do have means to come back in here later if we want to. So, cool. Also, I want to clarify something too, just because I know a lot of you have probably seen my Grandy stuff. It doesn't matter what direction the enemies come at you. There's no advantage, disadvantage that I've noticed in any of the versions, excluding the PSP version, because I don't know if there's an issue with the PSP version or not. So no crits, and he's still standing, but the three of them together can take him down. So, yeah. Even 25 XP for that. So that's probably the most XP battle next to the 5 flies. And I'll be honest to tell you that that's not a big amount of XP. When we're like at 700 to level, it's okay. So here's a disappointing fight. I don't care about the mushrooms as much as I care about the flies, because they can put someone to sleep, and we can't stop the beam creature from beaming it up. So this is probably the worst configuration to fight. If you had to fight a singular configuration of enemies, this is probably the worst one. Oh, he lost an attack. Okay, we're gonna get hit with another beam. Alright, we gotta kill him this round, which should be simple enough. You can see how that can get out of hand pretty quick. 31. Okay, so that's probably the nastiest general fight down here, unless there were 2 beam dudes. It's been a while, so I'm basing it off of just, you know, how that played out. So we'll heal up. We'll spend 2. Again, you have no real use for Yuna's magic outside of healing. You could, in a certain sense, use sleep on a bunch of enemies, but I don't see the point. Hey, you guys must be newcomers. I can help you get out of the caves. All you have to do is ask me how. Alex, if he's such a genius, why is he still down here? Don't trust him. That's a good point. Yeah, see, enemies do respawn, so... Oh, please allow myself to introduce myself. This cave is not my bag, baby. Would you swinging cats know a way out? Please allow myself to correct yourself. I am not a cat. Go blimey! Your cat flies and talks, smashing by thee. You can understand that that's probably an Austin Powers reference. I've been told about you. Okay, so these people are all stuck down here because they're weak. See, there's a fly enemy that you could fight if he sees us, but he's a little far away, so we're not going to worry about it. No, we're fine because we could make it without it. Come back here and then get more. But then all the enemies recover anyway, so it's kind of redundant. But you can see we're not worrying too much, and there's a bunch of... You've already noticed for sure that there's a bunch of places where you can kind of reload yourself, so it's not really a big deal. Alright, we wrecked that dude. Worked out he didn't try to magic beam us all. Now the thing is, there's some chests here, but if you walk into a certain area of this dungeon, part of this floor I believe, it's either this floor or the next floor, you end up in a boss fight. Actually, I think it's the next floor. So here. So I think again he's gonna run, so we're not gonna bother. Yeah. You have to hope that he sticks around and doesn't attack. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when they attack hard. Hard. Do they hit? So yeah, that's something you gotta kind of deal with. Again, if we were maybe even higher level, we could get Alex to go before that thing, but it's mostly a crock of crap. I wouldn't worry about trying to get faster than that thing. Just making sure we're not leaving anything behind. I have a feeling I am, but no, we're good. Go into another fight. Alright.
Alex, do you see that? That thing is blocking the exit.
Defeating that creature must be the final trial. Okay, so let's stay away from it for a second. Because I believe there's some enemies down here. An enemy down. No, just a chest. Yeah, there is an enemy down here. Alright, let's see if this one sticks around. Try to get one to stick around would be nice. Well, there's two of them in this fight, and neither of them, I believe, are sticking around, so... Oh shit, they are. Well, crap baskets. That sucks. I couldn't tell, so... And you can see we did 1 damage. There is a way to do more damage. You do it with magic attacks. Or with Alex's sword attacks. Are your best bet. For some reason, they're hitting him really hard. Woo! Woo! We're hanging in. Yeah, they weren't hitting us that hard before. Look out, Lunar! I'm so worried about wasting magic, so I'm not going to. Yeah, see, he ran away anyway. I don't want to waste Alex's MP because we still got a boss to kill. If we want to grind off those guys, we can, and we know where they're gonna hang. At least one might hang around. You know, so believe you can still come back in here, and even in this version, I just don't really do it that often. So let's heal up all the way. Let me think. Yeah, we can't get around him.
If we don't take him down, we can't go up.
So let's do it. And, strangely enough, boss fight. Boss fight strategy. Vigor. Cascade song. And then Luna's pretty much going to be the exclusive healer. Now, I think there are some nasty status effects, but we need to be wary of that. We may need to use AoE healing, which can be somewhat problematic. Uh-oh, look out! That's where you're gonna have to use the AoE healing. And that's okay. We have, well, let's not for the moment. I'm just worried we won't have the means to heal us later. So, there's a hit. There's a heal. Not a full heal either, so... As long as he's gonna keep using flash bolt, I'm okay with that. He's got 2 more sword dances available here. Woo! So we may have to resort to regular. Now we're gonna have to do an AoE heal no matter what. So Tranquil song. And we're out. And again, you can't use items, so we're down to regular attacks, which is okay. Not the end of the world. Should be dead soon. Okay, I was gonna say you should be dead soon. So that was nothing. 380 XP. That's great. That's like half their levels. I'm not joking because they're, you know, so strong.
We won, Alex.
Did we pass the trial?
I hope that was the last master. I barely have the strength to stay in the air.
Let's head for the exit, Alex, and let's hope for daylight.
Let's heal up first. Just because we're gonna go check out that other item over there. And yep, there could be enemies, and we don't have any MP, so we're not gonna bother. As much as I'd like to attack them all, I'm not gonna bother. And I'm not gonna waste her MP to do it either. And we can't do sword dance. We can't do anything cool. We just kind of have to eat up and soak up all this damage. Which, by the way, is not going to be good. I don't know why these ones are so much stronger than the other ones were. That's not good. And he didn't attack another one. But we are going to get that treasure. Darn it. At least the damn thing ran away. Woo! That's a rough fight. It is a rough fight if you're not prepared for it. In future fights, though, we will be more prepared, so. And we get a healing ring, which just heals you every round, if I am not mistaken. Give that to Luna. Somebody's got. Who's got it? Oh, he didn't. He equipped it right. No, that's the fortune ring. There it is. May as well give it to your healer. That way, the healer doesn't have to worry so much about healing themselves. It'll end up going on somebody at some point, but it's really kind of subjective who you give it to. So, yeah. Now we're on the upstairs area here that leads out of this dump. I mean, this wonderful place. And I know I went the... Did I go? I went the long way around, but eh. Oh, look, if you reach the end of the cave of trial, as new members of the Magic Guild, you may begin your studies in vain. You may also use items again. Good luck to you, and go with the blessing of the goddess. So, we could use items again. So we are now in the Magic City of Vane. The Magic City of Vane. And, yeah.
Well, here we are, Alex. The Magic City of Vane.
It's beautiful, Alex.
Nash said we could find him at the Magic Guild. All we have to do now is find it.
Okay, so first things first, we're gonna heal up. We're gonna buy gear. We're gonna do all that fancy pants stuff. And then we'll actually maybe go back into the dungeon and like try to take out one of those ice pups. Frost pups, whatever the hell they were called. Alright, so we've got some new gear. And obviously it would be in our best interest to acquisize it. The other thing too is Alex is carrying a ton of stuff right now. So let's move some stuff over so we can just get the buying going here. Same with Luna, she doesn't need to have 2 or 3 herbs. Alright, magic robe. Is a shield. A head wrap that is not better than what he's got, and I'm not reading these. Chainmail, linked armor, magic robe, magically delicious. Silver shield, better than gold. I don't know if that's true. It's probably gonna weigh less. Yeah, it is probably better because maybe silver's harder. Huh? Silver bracelet, again, not better than a shield. If you can't afford the shield for whatever reason, I guess you could get that. But then, why not just go back in the dungeon and grind money for that? A steel armlet, wrist reflector. Oh, I didn't say shiny wrist strap. And then fruity bandana. Very colorful attire. Obviously, nobody can equip that, so that must be for... no. Alright. Thanks a bunch, kids. When you have the money to spend, drop it here. Now, let's go ahead and sell off our old gear. So we'll sell off the iron shield, we'll sell off the robe, because obviously there's better robes here. Hence why we waited with Nash, by the way. You noticed Nash freaking bailed on us, so you can see why I wasn't that eager to invest in him. So we spent money there. There's a weapons store, I believe, in this town. There's an item shop as well. And yes. So we'll buy a saber, dueling sword. And then we have staves here. Now, there's the fire cane from Maribia, and there's the dream cane that is new. It overall is a better deal. I believe you can use it as an item in battle, and it does sleep to like one enemy or something stupid like that. I forget. But these are things that we're not going to worry about at this exact moment. I like keeping Luna geared up with bow and arrow, so we're going to keep her geared up with the bow and arrow. And we're not going to worry about buying... Well, we could buy them and throw them in the inventory. So what we need to do is... We can buy this. And we can buy... Debating in my head whether I want the dream cane or not. Nah, well, we will just stick with the fire cane. For obvious reasons. So, we've done all that stuff. So, yeah. I think there's a red chest somewhere in these parts. I forget where. Okay. This could also be in different versions. Excuse me. Of the game, so and I believe this is a random kind of gear shop. Yeah, random kind of gear shop. So here's the deal. These things cost a small fortune. They increase magic endurance and wisdom, which is your offensive magic attack. It lowers it doesn't lower our attack, but yeah, it lowers our attack because we'd have to replace one of our other rings. This guy is the defensive version. We can buy starlights, we can buy holy water, which recovers conditions. We can buy dragonfly wings, I believe. Not for the first time, but... And angel's tears are here too. Holy water is kind of nice to have maybe one or two of these, but you really don't need them that much. We'll buy 2 just to have them, and later we'll put them on a character I would normally put it on. But these 2 things are pretty exorbitant in their pricing, so this comes back to the idea of how would we get access to that stuff. So yeah. So, and then the regular item shop is just regular healing stuff, I believe, yeah. Cures paralysis. I'll buy 2 of those. And you notice the regular herbs are losing their value. They're just not showing up anymore. So, we healed up, right? We're all good in that regard, yes. So we're gonna make a save. So let's make that save. And I'm going to show you something that you could choose to do if you held out this long for grinding. It's a little kind of up in the air, and I think it's a bit more time consuming because of how inconsistent it is. Let me just check this really quick. I could have sworn there was a red chest around here somewhere. Oh, I know where it is. Never mind. There's like 2 of them, but eh. All right, so we'll worry about that in the next episode. But let's go back into the Cave of Trial, and we have access to our items again, which is terrific. Now, we don't have the best skills out there to do this. Technically, if we were higher level, you know, we could make quick work of a lot of this secondary crap. But it's really, again, it's dealing with these dudes, and there's 2 of them on each floor. On this floor, you're hoping one sticks around, and what we can do is we can explosion staff one, and kind of hope for the best. Luna can do Temptation Song, and they both escaped because now they know. They know that I can hurt them, those little bastards. I wanted to hope to get one. So, yeah, that can be a little bit frustrating. But now that we don't care about our MP, it's not a big deal. If they stick around, we're in a good position. But I get if my memory serves me right, they tend not to stick around when you plan to hit them with a nasty attack. But then again, you kind of do know what they're doing, so. You know, I'm just gonna try to show me killing one would be nice, but if we run out of time on the episode, you guys kind of see what I'm doing. It's not a freaking mystery or anything. Oh yeah, there's gonna be one random fight you gotta deal with. The one that was there was free. This one's not free, but again, you can use explosion staff. You'll still have enough to do it before you'd have to leave. So we can take out like these 3 and him. Oh, that thing got to go before Luna? Or agility go down or something? It'd be nice to show me killing an ice pup. Or whatever the hell they're called. I think they're called ice pups. I know that I don't really pay attention to the enemy names, because none of them, design-wise, really leave that much of an impression until much later in the game. But, you know, hey. So we level, yay! Which means we now have a massively long way to go before we level again. Let's take a look at that really quick, just to give you guys at home an idea. 1,325. She's at 104, so she's not that close either. They're both close, but you'll notice Luna's falling further and further and further behind. But Alex is at 1325. Oh, I didn't sell his old sword. We need to do that. There's the other one, hiding in that little corner there. And I think they're both running again. So, same strategy as before. Yeah, they're both running. So if you can get one to stick around, that's great. If not, if I can kill one, I'll let you know how much we get from it. I don't really honestly remember. It's been that long. So for me, it's kind of like, they can give you all kinds of stuff. But really, we don't have the speed to get a turn in before they do. And really, you get a little bit of goodie out of it. But a little bit of the goodies out of it. But nothing too significant. So it's really up to you how you want to tackle that enemy. And like I said, sometimes they stick around, sometimes they don't. And yeah, it's a little frustrating when they don't stick around. So you're kind of left to your own devices to you know, how do you want to go about dealing with them. So yeah, the best we can really do is just go back out of this area, because I think those are the only two that have the 2 of them in the battle. And then, yeah, so you can just come in and out of here. I think we can do one more trip before we call it. So we'll do one more trip to see if we can at least kill one. I believe you either get a lot of XP from them, or you get a lot of silver. And I think it's silver because that's what you would need to buy those really, really expensive items. And having one of them isn't a bad option, especially for a certain electrocution character, Nash. The reason I'd give it to Nash, though, is pretty straightforward. Because, you know, Nash's magic is going to seem wanting, because I believe he's still going to be at level 13, while the other characters are 16, 17. So his magic's going to be a little kind of weak sauce-ish. So it's one way to offset that. Yeah, they're both running again. I don't know. It's hard to tell what they're doing. It really is. I wish they would have done a better job with that aspect of it. But again, it's me being a little hypercritical, but making sure you can tell the difference. Like I said, we'll do one more little downstairs run to see if we can get one to hang out long enough for us to kill. But yeah, I believe it's a shit ton of money and like 1 XP or something. I don't believe it's XP oriented. I think it's mostly money. I think it's like $1,000 or something or more. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but it is a neat thing to exploit if you are given the opportunity to do that. So 30. No, you know, then look at the bright side. We'll get Luna up a level. So I'm not gonna make you sit through this. Alright, so let's move. And I bet you they're both gonna run away. They look like they're gonna run away. 90% sure they're running. I think they do something slightly different with their tails when they're gonna stick around, but they're obviously not showing any sign of it, so... Alright, I figure I show this one because I think the tails are moving differently. So here's hoping. Well, one fled, but the other one stayed, but now I don't know who he's going to attack, which is bad. If we could sleep one, that'd be great. I didn't think it would work. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Did we kill him? Yeah, okay, we got one. Oh, it only took freaking forever to get one to hang out long enough to try this out. So we'll see what we get from this. We killed one. Normally we get about 35 XP from this, from the regular mushrooms, so a lot of XP, and you get a lot of money. Okay, so 100 something XP is a lot of XP in this game. Is it like game changing? No, because when you're in the 1300s to level, it means you'd have to kill 13. But we got an item that needs to be looked at here. Now, number one, this increases agility. We can just, as an example here, which we might want to equip on somebody to future exploit them. But you don't get, it's not as big as you think. It's only by 10. Okay, but I would probably put it maybe on Alex. Well, let's take the luck item out of there. The other thing too is that, here's the thing, it's not that great, it's not that necessary either. So you could come to the consensus that you might be better off selling that item. Yeah, the Chinkara foot or whatever it was called isn't that great of an item anyway, and I believe it's pretty valuable. So anyway, thanks guys for stopping by. I am your host, the RPG Guy. And when we come back, we'll have some more Lunar the Silver Star story for you. So we'll see you guys then. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.